Good morning. It is Saturday, July 27th. Today is usually my morning run day, but I have done something bad to my traps on the left side. I think I was sitting in chairs weird or something. So my body doesn't really want to run very far because the impact of running isn't happy about it. And I don't think I can do it for about an hour. It's also late. It's also 9. I slept in, so I guess I needed rest. So I'm going to go on a short run and hopefully we'll feel good enough tomorrow to do a long run. I was looking down because I didn't want to trip. So I have continued thoughts on my stashing down. So I was like, oh no, yesterday. I have over 400 skeins. I do 50 skeins a week. That's over 8 years of trying to stash down. But then I looked at how many skeins I've used this year, and I've used 193. And it's only 6 months. So that's not that bad. Maybe I can use, which also tells me I've gained almost 200 skeins this year, which is a huge problem. So yes, this is like the conundrum of when I'm reshaping myself, my body, is do you exercise more or eat less? Truly, it's probably a combination of both, right? My solution always is to exercise more instead of not wanting to eat less, which in this metaphor, I have tried to buy less yarn, and I bought less yarn. The yarn just keeps appearing in my life. I am trying to use more of it. I think the emotional support chickens will help in that, even though I'm not doing any emotional support chicken right now. So yes. So if my logic continues and say I use 200 skeins a year, because I've used 193 already, maybe I can stash down in 2 years, right? Is that possible? That seems insane. Maybe it's possible. So I guess the goal still is by the time I'm 40 to have worked through the majority of my stash. I think realistically, I don't intend on having no stash. I intend on having maybe somewhere under 100 skeins of yarn in stash, which feels all right. But yeah, I know a lot of people are on their stash down journeys right now, but it's so easy to get more yarn that I think I kind of just want to work through yarn that I've had for a really long time, and has just sat there with nothing, with none of it. That if I'm marking, oh, I got this yarn before I was married, or I got this yarn while I was still in grad school, that kind of thing. I graduated grad school in 2016, so that was 8 years ago. And Daniel and I have been married for 7 years. So that's a long time, right? So I think my goal is under 100 skeins in stash, and all of my yarn was purchased after my older daughter was born, which is still a long time because she's turning 5 in December. But I think that's kind of what goal I'm moving towards. I have skeins of yarn that Daniel, my husband, got me when he went to Italy, and I was still in grad school when he went to Italy. So that doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's discuss the knitting. No new FOs, but I am very close on my Hobie socks. I have the toe of sock 2 left, and then the heels. So I'm thinking this weekend for sure. I'm cruising along on my Gina sweater. I think I have one more body stripe left to do. Yeah, one more body stripe left to do. Then I'll pop the cuff on for the bottom. I say pop, but it's not really gonna pop because it's it might be a folded hem. Ah, crap, that's 6 inches of ribbing. It may be a folded hem, which is gonna freaking suck. And then I have sleeves that I have to knit flat on. And then I've got more yarn I'm gonna stripe down the sleeves as well. So it's kind of like that varsity style baseball. So I probably won't finish it by the end of July just because there's a lot of solid color to be knitting, but I am making progress on that. Haven't touched the Christmas sweater yet in days, actually. So I'm gonna keep working on that. It's my least favorite house to walk by because the dogs are pretty obnoxious. Let's see, haven't touched the Stephen West. And I am cruising along on the Hanukkah sweater. So I should be done with sleeve 1 tonight. And then I will start sleeve 2 probably tomorrow. And then my goal is to kind of get through at least like 1 chart a day, which actually makes it pretty quick. I am glad that I'm doing the sleeves first because then I just have the body to do. I'm not super happy with the lack of clarity that there is on where the arms fall. I've asked, the designers told me, but it doesn't seem right. It seems strange. I'm also not loving that there's not really clear photos of this. I've seen one clear photo of this, but it's half. It's not straight on. So like her body's tilted. So that's not great. And even the pictures with, she's making a kid's version too. Most pictures are like either flat lays or her kids are like leaning over playing dreidel, which is cute, but also hard to see the construction of sweater. That's my grumpiness for today. I don't know why I'm so bothered by it, but how do I say this? Not having clear photos, artistic photos, and cute photos for marketing is great, but in the body of the pattern, because I've already bought the pattern at this point, in the body of the pattern, you should have clear photos of what the garment looks like on a human body. Yeah. Especially in the pattern, because I've already bought it from you. You're not like trying to sell it to me anymore. Like, I paid the money. Show me a clear photo. That's my big, like, that's my red flag whenever I see someone putting it only on a dress form or a mannequin. I'm like, I'm not testing this, or I'm not making this. Even if it's a cowl or something like that, because I'm like, I'm not Barbie, so I want to know what this looks like on an imperfect person's body. And everyone's imperfect and perfect at the same time, but I want to know what it looks like on a real person. Because I don't think dress forms, this is just, oh, here it goes, Gab's on her soapbox. I don't think dress forms are necessarily made for finished object photos. Dress forms are helpful in the process of creating. Like dress forms are super, I use them all the time. We got a dress form in my classroom when we're designing costumes. It's a great teaching tool for me, especially because I don't touch students at all. So I can pin, I can show them where they need to fix things. We resize the form for the costume they're making. I can show them errors. If you accidentally stab the dress form with your pin, you're not accidentally stabbing a person. I think they're great for constructing garments, but I don't use them for the finished object because I want to see how it looks on the person in movement, in motion, doing real life. So yes, I know there's lots of reasons why people would choose to use a dress form, but that is my personal, I guess, preference when I'm purchasing a pattern, that if it's on a dress form and there aren't other photos of it on a person, it's not for me. Let's see, today we just have swim lessons. I'm gonna try and work out whatever's going on in my neck because it's not happy. Maybe just a lot of knitting, some back to school shopping, and Lottie has learned how to ride a two-wheeler with pedals. So girl's a bike riding fiend, so we might take her out after the weather's beautiful. I'm bummed. It's such a beautiful day for running. Like, this is the perfect weather for running, but my body is noping out of it, which is frustrating because there's only really 2 days a week that I can do long runs when Daniel doesn't have to go to work right away, so he can have the girls in the morning while I run. But it's like the perfect day, but my body says no. All right, I'll talk to you later.